A Joy Wisdom Trust offers several tests, lab tests, and now we're going to have a look at cortisol and hormonal testing for women. Obviously, the cortisol for men too. The stress is regulated by our endocrine system, and our brain regulator or computer is the hypothalamus and pituitary deep within the brain, with links to our adrenals known as the HPA axis, and plays a key role in managing our stress response. And the adrenals sit on top of our kidneys. Cortisol is a steroid hormone produced by our two adrenal glands, left and right, that sit on top of each kidney. When stressed, increased cortisol is released into our bloodstream, and having the right cortisol balance is essential for our health. So, homeostasis, our body is in a constant state of balancing systems and functions, emotions, stress, anxiety, real or imagined, and produces a cause and effect, a domino effect process biologically with stress hormones, peptides, chemicals that threatens homeostasis. And when we are stressed or anxious, these stress hormones, peptides, and chemicals are released automatically, will then go around our body, such as the fight or flight, when we've put the brakes on in the car and we have that fight or flight. That is our stress hormones, and the body diverts energy from different systems of the body so you can stand and fight or you can run away. The brain and endocrine HPA axis, the hypothalamic, pituitary, and adrenal axis, connects our brain with the rest of our body. Through a complex series of messages, it plays a key role in managing physical systems and stress impacts or emotional responses. Cortisol is one of the main hormones involved in the brain HPA axis, and it's produced by the adrenal glands and important for many bodily processes, including growth, immune function, cognitive behavior, and reproduction. The correct regulation of cortisol levels are therefore necessary for survival. Too little or too much cortisol can result in poor health. DHEA is a hormone produced by the adrenal glands too, plus a few other places by the body. And DHEA follows a similar daily pattern as cortisol. Adrenal testing is a saliva test, and saliva sample is taken immediately on waking and then for further samples throughout the day. And by measuring cortisol and DHEA, it can measure how individuals' body responds to stress. The lab tests take up to 15 days for results. A scientific overview report is included with results and measurement of cortisol production, giving useful insights into a person's stress response. Recommendations are included in the report, and Joy Wisdom Trust offers a one-to-one consultation and health plan discussion going forward, what you can do moving forward. So samples are used to check cortisol, DEHA values, analysis findings, and producing the adrenal test report. It includes the measurement of a person's cortisol production and the ratio between the two, giving useful insight into a person's stress response. Recommendations are given in the test report and the reasons why a person has a particular test result. Personal recommendations. It's all very well knowing what you have, high or low cortisol, but an important part of this process is understanding why it's happening and what can be done about it. So low cortisol can indicate burnout and or exhaustion, indicating adrenal overload, and decreased DHEA levels are seen as thyroid disorders, cardiovascular disease, obesity, reduced immunity, indicated when a person produces too much cortisol or if they're taking medication. Deeper investigation can help to identify what is the cause of the overload on your adrenals or physiology. So low cortisol, of course, for chronic fatigue, and high, which would indicate depression. The cortisol test recommendations may give data results suggesting supplements, lifestyle changes. However, we need to deal with the core issue of why it started or underlying issues. And Joy Wisdom Trust additional option would be looking for the direct impacts upon the individual and looking for the core reasons of adrenal overload, fatigue, and stress reactions. And we offer a one-to-one Dissolve and Resolve Emotions, the new era body, mind, emotion integrated therapy. It is very relaxing, it de-stresses, and it helps to regulate more of this adrenal function, slowing down the cortisol and the DHEA impacts that we are living with. The logical help is to reduce the mind and emotional drives that produce stress response. And by dealing with core issues, a structured plan of action with faster changes for improved well-being, slowing down all the domino effects of the internal state. Hormonal testing is mainly used menstrual and menopause issues, and it gives an accurate data showing hormonal imbalances, pain, irregular periods, spots, or mood drops. You're not just hormonal symptoms like these, could be down to a hormone imbalance or reproductive health condition. And when experiencing menstrual and gynecological issues, hormonal testing can be very informative to take early action to correct the imbalances. Additionally used for perimenopause symptoms, especially when estrogen dominance or a low progesterone levels are involved, as indicated in many women's health issues. However, there are many hormones that become out of sync and need correcting. So painful or irregular periods, 1 in 5 women suffer with menstrual issues. And it's a big issue globally, not just here in the UK. And painful periods could single out of date, out of sync hormones. Doctors' responses is normally painkillers and a hot water bottle when symptoms are hormonal, biological, and painkillers won't do much to correct that for a female. Knowing in a couple of weeks a repeat performance is coming with under the duvet days, and by correcting hormonal balances, it helps to reduce distress of painful, heavy periods. And it can be related, as you can see, to several different hormones. Hormonal imbalances start early with puberty, and the sooner corrected, the better menstrual health, going a long way to prevent future gynecological issues such as infertility and endometriosis. Correction can help with getting your life back, literally, for a woman. If we're feeling tired all the time, constant fatigue is a super common with hormonal symptoms, and the right care plan can help you get that spring back in your step. And this is where burnout with adrenals, thyroid hormones, so you can see where the cortisol is coming back into here, and the stress and overload within. Acne or bad breakouts on the skin. Did you know that your hormones that give you that golden hour glow, and understand what's causing your skin to flare at the time of your month? And again, estradiol and testosterone is involved here. And suspected PCOS. Lots of different symptoms such as acne, irregular periods, facial hair, and others could signal polycystic ovary syndrome. And don't rely on Google answers. Remove guesswork with a diagnosis and care plan that's right for you. So it's a blood testing kit. You receive it within 3 to 5 days of ordering, and a finger prick blood sample on day 3 of a period cycle, or if you are on hormonal contraception, you can test whenever. The assessment information about your symptoms, health history, and biometrics, that's taken and then analyzed with 1,500 data points to create a hormonal panel personalized for you. A report follows once test is complete, and a one-to-one appointment to go through the report and suggestions are made. A Joy Wisdom Trust health plan option. And of course, you can add the one-to-one DIVA and or DARE therapy package option to accelerate changes. And the DIVA package looks at functional medicine, lifestyles, supplementation, and so on. So I say, ditch it, don't live it. And I offer the DIVA program to help women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s to take action with a personal approach and guiding hand and a compassionate touch of women who understand women. An action to prevent menstrual issues, reduce gynecological outcomes, and men-proof their life for a smoother journey. The DIVA stands for diet, iron, vitamins, aqua, plus a lot more. And of course, we've got the Dissolve and Resolve Emotions, which I also founded. DARE therapy, pioneering new integrated approaches for all ages body, mind, emotion issues such as postpartum depression, PTSD, maternal stress, maternity loss or birth trauma, anxiety, depression, complex trauma, and stress. And of course, as most people live with underlying anxiety, PTSD, trauma, and stress, it is a huge issue within our society. JWT also offers monthly webinars. We also have one-to-one programs, a free 20-minute introduction to discuss your situation and the best way forward that we can help you with. It could be testing, or it could be one of these programs that you can enjoy and get your life back by ditching it, not living it. We do offer exclusive webinar offers, saving £20 off health consultation, and that's valid for 7 days when you are attending these webinars.